What is up, everybody? It's Amir from Panelfly here. Oh, you know what? Let me turn on my lights, make it a little bit more cleaner here. There we go. I actually am watching the UFC fights right now, so forgive me if I look off my screen. And I wasn't actually going to do a breakdown today, but I just finished the new Wonder Man series on Disney, and it was actually pretty freaking good. Um, I was so surprised that I liked it so much that I had to do a video for it. Like literally, just finished it. I binge watched it. Um, it's funny because I didn't do any writing today. I um, I didn't. Insert. Huh, okay. I didn't do any writing today. I didn't plan to really do anything today. I'm actually going to Denver for like this distributor show for my business. And wasn't going to do anything today. So I just binge watched Marvel Man, and it was great. So how to do a video. So guys, whoa. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to break down Marvel Man as best as I can. I just finished watching it, so really haven't debriefed too much. But man, to my surprise, it was fantastic. Like, the Marvel shows on Disney, they haven't been that great. They're usually just kind of one season. Most of them are just usually just like one season. And it's just to like introduce the character, especially if they introduce it for the movies, introduce the character and bring it into the movies. But I think this one actually might potentially have multiple seasons. We'll see. I am not too sure on that. Um, and drinking a little Saturday whiskey here. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown. But real quick before we do, guys, please, if you can like, subscribe, comment, just do the damn thing. I'm not going to go into it. Please do the damn thing. Thanks, guys. All right, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown. So I'm probably going to do, try and quickly do it episode by episode. I mean, it's 8 episodes. They're only 30 minutes apiece, and Disney released them all at the same time, so you can just go ahead and binge watch it. So I'll kind of just go through it on Disney, and quickly go through it together. I'll try not to be too long about it, long-winded. But let's go ahead and get to it. Start episode 1.
I did my job.
Okay, I was like, what?
We don't reverse the tomography in the next.
So we open up with basically the character as a kid watching Marvel Man. They're basically, they created the show in the 80s, and essentially Marvel Man is oh my god, did I just screw it up? Did I say Marvel Man? Wonder Man. Wonder Man is essentially, he's an actor. He's trying to make it as an actor, but we'll see why. We'll get into it. Mutants or people with powers cannot actually have or cannot actually be actors, and we'll see why again here in a little bit. But anyways, there was a movie made like back in the day in the show, and essentially he's just an actor. He doesn't have any powers or anything. And this is where we start off, and basically the kid who's watching it becomes Marvel Man in the present day, and he actually has Marvel Man's powers. He actually, oh sorry, I'm watching the UFC fight. I think someone just got knocked out or submitted. Oh man, was that Cody Brundage? Oh man. Anyways, and so this is where we start
30
off.
seconds. Barnaby won't.
This kid right here, he is going to basically be Wonder Man. He actually has powers, so I think he's kind of at that puberty age. And basically, mutants usually get their powers around puberty. So technically, I believe he's a mutant, even though they don't really actually show in the show how he gets his powers. They don't actually really describe that at all. Honestly, he just has his powers. But it's actually it's a pretty good show. I'm very surprised about it. Okay, so here he is in present day, and he, just like the comics, is trying to make it as an actor. And here he is. He's got a he's hired on as an actor for I want to say American Horror Story, so they actually have it in the show. And he just has a small part. He's like literally has like 3 lines, and he's just supposed to die. But his character, he's an overthinker. He overthinks everything, and he wants everything to be perfect. And so it kind of ends up like ruining it for him, ruining his career almost too. So he actually ends up getting fired from American Horror Story because he basically wants to change the dialogue. He says like this character realistically would read this book, so we need to do this book. Realistically, when they would die in this position or that and that. And so he's literally talking to the director the whole time about it. And I mean, I think he chews up most of the day, and they don't even film his like literally like 3 line scene. And so he gets fired. And that's basically where we start the show. So this is him. I forgot the actor's name. I don't know if he's actually African or Haitian in real life, but he actually played the one of the enemies in Aquaman. I forgot. I want to say it was the last Aquaman, where his dad got killed in like the submarine or whatever. I think his name is like Yala in real life. He's actually a really good actor, man. He's honestly, I'm surprised like they didn't make him like a Black Panther or something. To be honest, he's great. Really, really is.
David, where are we with that blood?
You do
So
realize
this whole show, literally, like he's an actor, and that's what he wants to do. Like he tries to suppress his powers and hide his powers, and he doesn't know too much about it. And again, in this world, you can't have powers and become an actor. Again, we'll see why. So it's not like he's a superhero or anything. And he does go on to play Wonder Man, like the actual character, but he just actually is Wonder Man in real life too, essentially. But that's how it is in the comics. So in the comics, the original comics, Wonder Man is an actor, but he's also a superhero, and I believe he ends up at one point joining the Avengers. And I don't know if they're going to put him in like the Avenger Doomsday or anything like that. I don't know if that's why they're setting him up, or if they're going to put him in like maybe a Spider-Man or anything, and that's why they're setting up this character. I'm not too sure. But nevertheless, this is a great show, and I recommend it. But anyways, this takes place in Hollywood. It's most of it is like on set, like literally he is an actor. And so it's very interesting because it honestly really probably appeals to honestly actors. Like it's not just like a Marvel show, it's literally about an actor. So it's quite interesting. I usually don't like when movies or shows are like based about an actor. They never really turn out good. Like even Quentin Tarantino's movie, or was it whoever it was, I forgot, but I never really liked it. This one it's fantastic. Honestly, it's great.
as according to legend, that's what they asked. How long have Sarah and I known each other?
So see, he just keeps asking questions and overdoes it, and then he gets fired.
It's a good question.
But thanks.
Does it?
That's to
Rethinking this episode, and he's worried
So
about
now here he's getting fired.
Professor Harpin's scene.
Naturally, you plain to see.
He drives like a kind of POS car.
Naturally,
He's going to his apartment, and he's about to have another bad day because essentially his girlfriend is going to break up with him. He's literally living that Hollywood come up actor lifestyle. It is wild, man. It's crazy. It really makes me think though. How do these guys because it's obviously something I've been thinking about. How do these guys make money? Like I get they get paid gig to gig, right? But it's like, bro, how much are you getting paid? A few grand? Okay, how long does that last you? Like, I mean, how do they actually survive out here? Because I know Cali is expensive. It really very curious thing.
The rescue dogs last week and
So
complaining
here's
I
his
wouldn't come in.
girlfriend's now breaking up with
I'm
him.
sorry.
It's honestly nothing, like they don't really go into this relationship. It's almost kind of like just superficial. And they just added it to make his day worse and give us more about the character. It doesn't really do much, honestly, for the show or anything.
Sorry. I'm just not happy, Simon.
Blah blah blah.
It was in the pool.
So now this is after his terrible day. He goes to his number one comfort. He goes to the movies.
That's what bloody matters. Maybe it had been somebody's pet. Wasn't looking for cuddles. Oh, sorry, love. I can't today. Just a puppet. And whatever theories you've seen on Reddit are totally false. I had nothing to do with Pizzagate. I'm not a member of the Illuminati.
And this is exactly who you think it is. This is the Mandarin who played the terrorist in the Iron Man shows. He's been in the Iron Man movies. He's been in the Shang-Chi movies, I think. He's been in maybe even Avengers movies. He's the Mandarin. Obviously, he was an actor in the movies and shows. And he played the Mandarin because he needed the money and he wanted money for drugs. And so he's known for being a terrorist. And this is the Mandarin. And honestly, this is kind of where things start to take place.
And I did not have my hands replaced with baby hands.
First of all, I always dug your performance as the Mandarin.
Like, what? Obviously, to him, he was acting, but I mean, he still is technically a terrorist. But anyways, you have to, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you have to watch like continuity. Like, you have to watch, the Iron Mans, the Avengers, the Shang-Chi's, this, all that.
But I remember you from that.
Just to cover expenses, all right?
And it's a little trippy, which is a
Big audition you were talking about.
So basically, now they're kind of starting to, I don't know, I guess this is the start of their relationship. And it's basically like they're the two main characters of the show. So this is really the start of their relationship. He's basically saying he's got a gig coming up to play Wonder Man. And now that he doesn't have anything going on, oh my God, why do I always do this? What's his name? Wonder Man, but what's his name? And Simon and Trevor. Jeez, I don't know.
You were talking about.
Okay, so Simon, who's Wonder Man, and Trevor, who is the Mandarin. Basically, he has nothing going on now that he got fired from American Horror Story. So Trevor tells Simon about, the Wonder Man audition. And he does this for a reason, which we'll get into. But basically, he jumps all over the opportunity. They just told him about it. Oh, what did I just do?
With a fly.
So here he is, Simon, going to his agent's office and just literally walking into like a board meeting or some super important meeting like he's somebody. So it kind of shows his character. Like, he overthinks stuff, and that's why he gets fired from sets, and he's not the greatest. He has talent. He's a good actor, but he's not the greatest execution. He doesn't have the greatest execution when it comes to it because he overthinks everything. But he also thinks of himself highly because he is talented. So even though he's a nobody right now, he's kind of bossy sometimes. He thinks he's the shit, essentially. He demands to change dialogue, scenes, lines, and stuff like that. And so it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy for him, is why he hasn't made it big yet.
And discovered.
And this is in the show. This is Von Kovac, who's the famous director who's going to now make Wonder Man.
The new unthinkable.
I'm going to try and start going a little bit quicker because I wanted to do the whole series, all 8 episodes. So I'm just going to give you the gist of each episode, essentially, because honestly, this is actually taking longer than I thought. You know me, if I get into the flow, I'm just going to talk about every little second.
Little horrors.
Boo, they are already
That's
talking.
his agent. And his agent has a cool personality. She's funny, boy, get your shit together, this and that. That's her personality. Anyways. So he basically, I'm going to put matters in my own hands, because his agent is dude, you just got fired from American Horror Story. You're not getting this job. So he takes matters into his own hands. He goes to the audition himself. So here he is going to the audition himself. And then he sees old boy again, Trevor, a.k.a. the Mandarin. And they have a conversation. He's not oh, I just told you about this audition and here you are. He's let me help you out, type of relationship. And we'll see why again.
Come with me.
Relationship with Barnaby, but it's not making.
The last bit of
He really overthinks things. So Wonder Man really overthinks things. Okay. And so here he is. He is doing the audition finally.
To do the work, you have
And here they are. Now they're like essentially becoming friends.
to fill in the backstory.
And here he is talking to watching Justin. Is Justin Toffa about to fight? Man, I need to watch that fight. Okay. But here he's basically talking to the Department of like Defense, whatever the hell they call it in Marvel, they call it something different. Because they are trying to essentially, he's been recruited because he's the Mandarin and he got broken out of prison in I think one of the Shang-Chi movies. Got to watch it to find out. And so now he is working with an agency, a government agency, to basically get like soups and mutants and stuff like that, because they built this huge federal prison. And in order to keep federal funding, they need to fill out the prison. So he's working with this agency who's blackmailing him essentially.
Is Trevor Slattery?
And that's what we find out at the end of the episode. Again, this is the Mandarin. That's why he's doing that. And so basically they actually put on the audition, which it kind of like, they don't really execute the concept well, because this audition for Wonder Man is actually completely fake. He set this up with the department to capture Wonder Man. But it ends up becoming a real gig and audition, which is kind of weird. I really kind of don't understand. I guess I get how they do it, but they don't really explain it, which is almost a little weird to me. But anyways, and that's pretty much the first episode. Let's go to the next episode.
With Joe Pantoliano. I love him.
I'm not resisting.
So they're showing why he's working with the government agency here, what I was just talking about. This is the second episode. He's getting arrested because he never finished his sentence technically. And so they explain it here. And they explain what he needs to do. They're trying to capture mutants, and he's going to help them to capture Wonder Man specifically.
No, he'd see through it. He's a working actor with an agent. This is a small town. You'll know.
Okay.
It's just something about this role. It feels like the one, like it was made for me. You know what I mean?
This is his agent. Like, why the hell did you go audition for the role and you didn't tell me? And I'm finding out from the casting director, because they want him, obviously, because this is all fake and they're setting him up.
Actually, I don't.
Sorry if you hear my dryer. I'm doing laundry again since I'm about to go to Denver. Right. He's excited because as of right now, they say he doesn't have the role for Wonder Man, but they potentially might get him for an indie film, which they do nothing with. It's kind of weird too on this part. But either way, trust me, this is a really good show. You need to watch it.
Would you like to charge it to the room?
So he's basically, this whole episode, second episode, he's just doing an audition tape. And he overthinks everything. And he basically changes the setting, recruits the Mandarin to help him again. And now that solidifies their friendship from here on out now. And then they change, settings, they do different things, all to get this audition tape out. That's what this episode is. It's basically him building his relationship and becoming friends with the Mandarin.
Bring it here.
Damn near just summed up this episode in one thing. Right. Okay, so that's the first use of his powers as truly being Wonder Man. And basically Wonder Man's powers is like the ionization of energy. Basically he can like manipulate energy essentially, and his eyes change, and he can do a bunch of stuff. He's pretty powerful. He can fly, things like that. And he knows he has powers, but he suppresses it, obviously, especially since he wants to be an actor and he can't. But also he doesn't know how he has them, and they don't explain it, at least not in the first season, how he has these powers.
It was worth it.
I think we could have gone with Megan.
And so this is the agent, the Mandarin, Trevor is working with.
3.0.
That's what.
Right.
Let's go shoot this thing.
How are we using
So
your
now he basically called him over, and this is the start of their friendship. He's going to help him shoot his audition tape.
apartment?
Nah, it's got bad.
Oh, sorry.
So first they go to, basically you can go from a company and rent out a studio, kind of like a co-working space essentially. So that's their first stop.
I've got to take this. Uncle.
For T1, so he's always
It didn't work out because they say essentially like the camera lady in the co-working studio space has to recite the lines and she has no idea what they're doing, try to make a joke out of it. So now they need to figure out the next thing. So they go to the Mandarin's apartment, and then they try to do it there.
You play Ron Jenkins, right?
Who passed it to Bert?
And they're just relationship
Left it in the-
building this whole time.
Who's his fault? That I don't.
But his neighbor is essentially like a rock star, and so it's loud and they can't focus. So then they try to go to another place. He's like, they're like, do you have any friends? Do I have any friends? Like, what? And he's like, you know what? I got a dude who can help me, who's like a famous actor in the show.
They're hiding. There is someone I could ask.
This is it.
Oh man, that's a lot of money.
Now they go to
Yeah, well, my
I
wife,
believe his name's Joe something. in the
she
show.
designed the place.
He's a famous actor in the show.
Hang on a sec.
And then it's like kind of one of his heroes, one of Simon's heroes, Wonder Man. But he ends up being a dick. So then they leave. And then finally they just go back to his apartment.
Here, sit down.
I'm on a tape
And here's his agent asking, like, yo, where the hell's the tape, bruh?
and get it to me.
Showrunner, the rewrite to work around you, and
And Trevor and Joe, the guy this house they're at, don't have a really good relationship.
finally, network is sincerity. That whole, guys.
I'm gonna try and go quick.
I've been thinking about what you said.
Okay, so they finally go to his apartment, and this is where they're going to do the audition tape. And then essentially, Trevor finds that big crack on his wall that we just saw from him using his powers because he got mad. And he also was given a ring by the agent to basically put on his laptop to steal data. And so that's what happens in the scene. And that's pretty much most of the episode. Okay, they're doing this scene. This is the ring that has electronics in it. That's the hole in the wall. And that's pretty much that episode. Give me one. Let's go on to episode 3. Give me one second. God dang it.
To be more
Okay. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Sorry, my dryer was going off and wanted to make another drink. So here we are. But anyways, here's Simon as a kid in his puberty era, and he's figuring out his powers. And essentially what happened as a kid, which is a big moment, is he started a fire in their kitchen, which like burned down just their kitchen, not the whole house. And they find out that he has no scratches on him, no breathing issues, none of that. And they're like, what the hell? This is the perfect 13-year-old kid who just got out of a fire. No rashes, no like burns, nothing. And we later find out it was basically him who started it because he was just figuring out his powers. And everyone around him kind of knows he has powers, but no one's acknowledged it, not even himself. But everyone kind of knows he's special. And basically, I think he's a mutant, essentially. So yeah.
careful when using the stove on you.
You know what the problem is? We have the police reports.
Okay, another scene with Agent and Trevor to show how like he's becoming friends with him, but he will double cross him essentially, or he is double crossing him. And so that's the main premise of the show. And Wonder Man, Simon wants to become an actor. This guy's an actor, but we portray it as like Simon. He doesn't really have friends. He didn't have friends growing up. He doesn't really have friends, but he doesn't think of himself as lonely. Like he just is focused on his goal and ambition and wants to become an actor. You know, it's crazy. There's a lot of shows recently that just like everything's focused on their ambition and goals. And I actually like it. I really appeal with it. Obviously, you know why. But it's just crazy. Like it's a very interesting thing to watch and write about and think about. Um, and so, anyways, the show isn't really about like him becoming an actor, even though it is. It's really about him finding a friend, and then obviously the friend betrays him because he's working with this agency. But that's really what it's about. That's what he figured out he really wants. He wants a friend because he doesn't think he's lonely, but he is lonely. Um, he's just so maniacally focused on becoming an actor that he doesn't care. But when he finally finds a friend, and an unlikely, he's black, though his friend's white and way older, and he used to be a terrorist. And so it's kind of funny, such an unlikely friend, but they become friends. And that's what he realizes that's what he wanted the most in life. And we'll see that later. Anyway.
Of the kitchen fire with
And he's kind of starting to question now that they're becoming friends. Trevor is starting to question, like, is this guy really so bad? Like, I haven't seen his powers yet. I've seen the hole in the wall, but he's really like a sensitive guy. He's an overthinker. He's really not aggressive. Like, he's kind of a good guy. Like, why do you want to lock this guy up? And really, the truth is that it's true. They just really want to lock him up because he has powers, and they built a huge prison, and they need to get federal funding, so they want to fill it up. And on top of that, technically, since he has powers and he wants to be an actor, it's illegal, which we'll see why in the next episode.
And I want you.
I would never tell you.
That's not funny.
Good, because I wasn't trying to.
Rain, wind, thunder, fire.
So here they are now. They're like damn near friends. They're hanging out like all the time now.
Are my daughters.
It don't matter.
And Basset Holmes like a rust.
Hey.
So it's Simon Wonderman's mom's birthday, and he's like, "Hey, can I join you?" Trevor's like, "Hey, can I join you?" Even though they're not that close yet to where he would, but Simon's like, "Sure, why not? Like, help me out," because he doesn't really like his family that much. It's not that he doesn't like his family; it's that he doesn't care about anything but his one goal of becoming an actor, and so he's kind of like sacrificed his relationship with his family and everyone else. And also everyone around him, including his family, knows he has superpowers, including him. And he's always been like, he's ignored them and suppressed them. So he's never been able to control them. And so sometimes they, come out and lash out and, they'll destroy the house. So the family's like, oh God, we got to watch out for him. Sometimes he, but his mom loves him. And so that's kind of the dynamic here, essentially. You get what I'm saying? But Trevor goes, the Mandarin, because basically he's wired, and the agent was like, find anything you can about the fire, about stories, so we can get more evidence on him that he's a superhero. Or he has powers.
Everyone in church is so excited.
His mom is honestly, they're a Haitian family, so I guess they speak like Creole and French or something. I think they're Haitian. Or Creole, and she's actually a great actor, man. Like, it's cool, man, because they really like got like some people I've never seen, and they made them like great. This is really a great show. Honestly, it really is a great show. I am so surprised that a Disney Marvel show is actually good.
It'll be on YouTube.
Anything streaming is on YouTube.
Should stand alone.
Why do you look familiar?
This is his brother. And Simon and his brother Eric, they have a very rocky relationship. Simon is basically kind of like the nice guy, but he's very pragmatic and he's a family man. And Simon isn't really a family man. It's not that he's not a family man. He loves his family, but he's just so focused on becoming an actor. And Eric thinks like, he's just playing around. He's been trying to become an actor for 10 years and he's like doing nothing. Eric, has his own business or is climbing up the corporate ladder because he's like an SVP. I think he has both. But either way, he's like kind of successful in his own right. Not like insane successful. He's a normal guy. but you know, he just sees his brother as like just a dream chaser and broke and you know, bummy, never like he hasn't figured out his life. And so, and also that like, you know, he knows they know like he kind of has powers, but they don't, no one accepts it or knows it truly. And so he just like has this rocky relationship with his brother.
Trevor Slattery, trained at the Royal Academy.
It's so funny because you know he portrays himself as this awesome actor and like everyone knows him as a Mandarin. So even like he's like, aren't you the Mandarin, like a fucking terrorist? Like, why are you here?
Dark orange.
So like, what are you?
Basically, he's just trying to get evidence and you know get more stories and data about Simon. And Simon's just like, I just got to survive the day. You know, he loves his family, but he doesn't really, you know, he just wants to like. He was texting his agent right there. He just again focused on his career.
Your hours. Yeah.
Still might not get it.
It's quite a bit more than that. In fact,
And basically, he's seeing all the intricacies with the family and learning their dynamic. And he was just snooping in his childhood room to find evidence. And he was just on a call with the agent. And now he's like, okay, I've been starting to see him on his phone too much, blah, blah, blah. What's going on? But doesn't really question anything yet.
Doesn't ever make a friend.
he's an artiste. A little prickly.
See, this is them talking about his friend. His mom's like, you get it.
That's it. Even if he didn't say it.
And this is when now he's starting to be like, man, maybe this guy is a good guy. Sure, he has powers, but he's not a bad guy. Like Simon Wonder Man isn't a bad guy. And he's starting to like, now he's officially like starting to like kind of be friends with him. And like, dang, this guy isn't bad. Like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this to him, you know?
Anyway.
Oh, really? Since I'm the one who's been supporting.
So now this is the end of the night. Everyone's left. It's just Simon, Trevor, the mom, and the brother Eric. And they basically kind of get into it. And he ends up destroying the kitchen again after Eric, the brother, just spent a lot of money remodeling the kitchen, essentially.
And I paid for this kitchen. And I you would call dicking around auditioning for over a decade with no
So I kind of want to destroy the kitchen. So he just destroyed the kitchen that his brother paid for. His mom loves him to death, and she's not gonna like say anything, but she's like, "Damn!" And then he's like, "Motherfucker!" And then he just walks out. He doesn't like own it, say sorry, nothing. But obviously, they just got in an argument too.
What the hell, Simon?
And now they're in the car. They're going back, and Simon's like questioning everything. Like maybe my brother's right. Maybe I spent 10 years trying to be an actor. Like, what the hell am I doing? And Trevor like consoles him, and he throws away his chip because he's been gathering evidence, and now they pretty much become friends.
We both got callbacks for Wonder Man.
And they both just got callbacks for Wonder Man. Trevor's trying to play the sidekick, and Simon's trying to play Wonder Man. And again, all this is really set up, but they end up making it a real movie. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. But anyways, that's pretty much the episode. Let's go to the next one. And this next one. Jeez, come on. Woo-hoo! This next episode, I'm going to be very quick. All this is a standalone episode. It's all in black and white. It's a standalone episode about a bouncer who becomes a superhero because he finds goo, like a super goo when he's taking out the trash. And the bouncer loves his job. He doesn't have any aspirations, ambitions beyond being a bouncer. But he knows like some actors and some celebrities and things like that because he's a bouncer at a nightclub in LA. And slowly, more slowly, once he gets his superpower, which is basically he can transport. Oh yeah, man. What's up, Travis? Yeah, dude. I don't know if you're caught up with with Wonder Man because I'm gonna do every episode. So if you're caught up with every episode, I might not watch. If you're not caught up with every episode, I might not watch the rest because I'm gonna go through every episode. I'm gonna try and be quick because I know I've been long. But by the way, I'm gonna go through every episode, so I don't want to spoil it for you. Just FYI. So anyways, this is just a standalone episode. He becomes a superhero, essentially, kind of, and an actor. He saves the day, like the club somehow catches fire, and he helps everyone escape in the club, including a key actor. The key actor is like, yeah, for sure, leave when the time comes, man. And then the actor's like, man, let me hire you. You saved my life. You saved everyone's life. So he hires him, and then essentially the actor's got a gig, and basically they're trying to figure out how they're going to do this part in this gig. And they say, you know what? Let me hire my bodyguard, essentially, who's the doorman, the bouncer. And so they hire him. He kind of becomes like a famous actor, essentially. And then at the end of the episode, he's like losing his powers a little bit. He's losing confidence because they go through this whole thing where he's a famous actor, but he loses his stardom, his fame, essentially. And he's kind of questioning himself, questioning his career, because he never even wanted it in the first place. He was just thrown into everything. And so basically, finally, he gets another gig for like a sequel to the movie he was in. And when he's doing the stunt of basically his superpower, which is transporting people through walls and wherever, he questions himself while that happens, and essentially the actor gets like lost in, like, I don't know, time and space. And so sorry, I'm watching the UFC fights on the side. Okay. And so because of that, the actor's got lost in time and space, and no one knows where he's at. And the actor's Josh Gad, and he actually plays himself in the show. They ban superheroes from being actors. Said what? Where the episode succeeds when it could have failed is not making Davis fame hungry or have some ulterior motive. He's just some exactly, yeah. Honestly, I thought this is probably one of the better episodes, even though it was a complete standalone episode. Travis, I thought it was one of the better episodes. Plus, what they're trying to explain is that people with powers can't become an actor because of what happened with him. So he basically set a precedent that no one with powers can become actors again. The insurance premiums are too high because of what happened. And so no studio will ever hire an actor with powers, which is why Simon, aka Wonder Man, cannot conceal his powers to anybody. He can't reveal them to anyone. And it's technically, I don't know if it's technically illegal, but no studio would ever, I think it might be technically illegal actually, but no studio will ever hire one. And so basically that's all this episode is explaining. And this is episode 4. It's a standalone episode. So let's go to episode 5. Again, Travis, I don't know if you're not caught up. Go ahead and now if you're not.
You're an actor. Do you think you can get close to... Thousands of people had their hopes pinned to these auditions, and some...
No, you don't understand what this role means to me. It's the role.
All right, I should go. Are you heading down?
No, I think I'm gonna.
American Buffalo?
Basically, what this is trying to set up, they had their callback in episode 3, and they're going to, before they go to their callback, basically, Trevor wanted to go out and kind of enjoy the night, celebrate, and somebody from his past, like a loan shark, I forgot whoever it is, whatever, basically threatens them, beats them up, takes them out of the club, and Wonder Man, Simon, is kind of essentially forced to use his powers.
Remember me now?
And so he's going to start to use his powers to get them out of the situation, or else they could potentially die. But what happens is a bystander catches them and records everything. And this can't happen for Simon. So basically this episode is going on an adventure. It's actually, I really like this episode. It's them going on an adventure basically to stop the bystander who recorded everything. We'll get into it here.
You skipped town, Trev.
Be glad you did, though.
Come on, man. You know how dangerous it is for me to do that in public.
So this is the bystander who caught him. This is a great episode. It's really funny.
I think he saw it.
Of course he did.
And so now they're like, no, we got to catch him. So they basically go on this whole adventure to catch him.
As a woman.
Trevor, would you please focus?
So
Why is that for me?
it's a funny moment because he's in his little beat up car and they're in LA traffic and they're trying to find him.
To focus on them sitting in the passengers.
Now they found him. He literally drives on the sidewalk. There he is.
Oh, Barnaby betrays Wonder Man. What?
So they just obviously Simon is driving, so he hasn't checked his email, but they just got the script. And Trevor's like, Barnaby betrays Wonder Man, and in the movie, Barnaby is Wonder Man's sidekick, and he betrays him. And it's akin to what's happening here because Trevor is Simon's friend, but he's betraying him this whole time. So it's like akin to what happens.
Let me see that.
And he's like, yo, let me see. I got a seat.
Well, let's hurry then.
And so here's the dude who captured the footage, the bystander, and he's basically blackmailing them into helping him out.
He knows we're not gonna make a scene.
And I get
So basically he explains, like, hey, this guy stole my motorcycle. You get it back for me. I'll delete the footage. Essentially, that's what happened.
that you might want a piece of cake.
So they go to the guy who has the motorcycle, and we'll see what happens.
We're in the neighborhood.
So he basically explains, I saw a Law and Order episode. I'm going to completely reenact the episode. I'm going to be the cop, and then we're just going to copy that episode. And that's what he tries to do. It says we're undercover cops and stuff.
Good on another. Is Esteban home?
It's so funny, man. Like, you really got to. This is really a great show.
Who are you guys?
We'll be the ones asking the questions, ma'am.
Holy shit. Aren't you the Mandarin?
See, he's super famous because he's a terrorist. He was a terrorist.
Yo, Esteban.
Hey, you got to watch it if you don't know what I'm talking about.
The freaking Mandarin just showed up.
Motorcycle, we won't have to call.
So basically, this guy, like, they think he's a piece of shit, but he's actually like not a bad guy at all. And he has a chamoy candy tahine business, and that's what he's doing. They think he's actually bagging up drugs, and it's so funny. And he's like, "Yo, that's actually my motorcycle. That's not the bystander's motorcycle. He's lying to you. This and that." And that's basically what happens in the scene.
Come on, man.
And then
Don't mind.
essentially,
What's the story?
he realizes, oh, so the guy we're working with, the bystander, is a bad guy. You're actually the good guy.
With you and Jay, just gotta be careful who you partner.
Give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. All right. So,
Up with, right?
basically, the bystander is caught up in the action of Trevor's loan shark guy who basically threatens him, and it's a funny scene, and you got to watch it.
Just realized the man.
I won't post the video.
So that's a loan shark where he had to use his Simon had to use his powers, and basically now they're all caught up together from what happened in the beginning of the episode. It's so funny. You gotta watch it.
Don't let me die.
I mean, listen to me.
And basically, while now like a potential murder and like robbery and all this is going on, Simon's getting a call by his agent and say, "Hey, they moved up the audition. It's today. It's right now. You gotta go now." While he's basically in a crime scene.
Do not hang up this phone.
What?
The callback is happening now. Get your ass to
So and that's pretty much episode. They race back. They leave. The cops come, but they leave and they go to do their audition. That's the episode pretty much. Let's go to the next episode. What?
We just have to open your sails to it.
So they're basically going to the director's house right now to do the audition,
Whatever that means.
and they haven't slept all night. So they're all tired. They just got out of a crime scene. All that. It is so fun.
Because he almost got shot.
Stay loose and relaxed.
What? No, you know I can't do either one of those things.
And he's overthinking. Simon is overthinking everything. It's almost to the point where it's like, damn, dude, it's annoying. And I kind of feel it like, man, if I was in the situation too, y'all know my story of the comic book writing thing. I can see overthinking it, but it's like at some point, man, you just got to do the damn thing. Anyway, it's funny.
I'm a student.
And so basically, they're seeing the other people who are auditioning, which is it's a small audition. There's only like 5 other people. They're all at the director's house, and he's just overthinking everything still.
Life.
And why is this lagging a little bit? Okay.
What is this?
So they meet.
Fine, it's not you.
Okay, so they meet the director, Von Kovac. It's funny too. He actually, I think he played the president in the one of the Avengers, or no, in the last. I forgot which one. Anyways, he's been in a Marvel movie before. But anyways, so he basically, the director has them basically doing like on the fly, like acting. What's it called when they do that? The actors do like on the fly acting. There's a term for it. I honestly forgot. Whatever actors do on the fly. And so he's just giving them scenarios and he's like, work it out, act it out. And Simon overthinks it, and he just goes back to just like he did for the Law and Order scene. He goes back to Pretty Woman, and he just reenacts that scene. And the director's like, "What the fuck? That's just a Pretty Woman scene." It's funny.
Our magic.
Basically, that's what's happening this whole episode, and that's what Simon's doing here.
An
They're just doing like on the cuff little acting scenes.
off Broadway production of The Skin of Our Teeth.
Where's Bond?
How do you shake something like?
Let's get it up here. Okay.
Ring. About it behind.
And now, in this scene, in this next scene, they got a new, basically, made up scene that they got to act out. And Simon it's basically something that's kind of like personally attacking him. So Simon gets like angry and
Too bad. Hey, Richard. You dumbass.
Sleep.
And basically, I wanted to kind of show it.
Simon.
Oh man.
You, Simon, no one.
Were you asleep?
Nope.
Talking about it behind your back. Hey, Richard. Your dumbass friend can't help you, Simon. No one can.
Please.
Stop. You're a freak. And you always will be.
And he just punches him to the face. We come to find out he was actually sleeping, and imagine that. He's sleeping because he's so tired, and he's starting to get mad at Trevor because he's like, dude, you kept me up all night and you brought me into your crime scene past and stuff like that. But he's actually sleeping. This is a fake scene. But the director's like, dude, are you sleeping? Like, what the hell? Are we boring you? And so he's like not having a good impression with the director at all, basically. And then they go out, he consoles him, they talk, and then they do the scene, and then they kill it. They kill it. And basically they get the gig.
I can't imagine anyone.
They got the gig. And that's pretty much the episode. So let's go to the next episode.
It'll be a little.
So this is episode 7. Before the final episode, there's 8 episodes in the season. And basically we revisit the scene with where him and his dad go to the movie theater to watch the original Wonder Man. And we realize it's because he was getting bullied at school and his dad heard about it. So his dad's like, you know what? Like fakes this thing where, oh, you have a cough, right? You're not going to go to school today. Let's go watch Wonder Man. Let's go get food. And they basically kind of build that up, show the relationship between him and his dad, because obviously his dad died, I think, a couple of years after this. And so his dad's not in present day.
Honey butt.
And his dad's kind of a movie buff. And, you know, thinks he has talent to be an actor because he saw him in the school play and things like that. So this movie and his dad kind of is the reason why he wants to be an actor. And, I mean, they live in LA too, or California area. Like, so anyways, so here he is in his like movie trailer because now he's been cast as Wonder Man.
Look who decided to.
So now this episode is kind of like showing, you know, BTS behind the scenes of, you know, a movie studio and things like that, and them officially like making it and things like that.
Show up.
Do you know where I can get some chamoy around here?
And so he's like a big shot now, essentially. He's a big actor in the next like big movie, and that's kind of what it's showing.
I used to know this bloke when he didn't have a.
Bunnies, I know you were worried the other options weren't staying true.
The offending dialogue.
And so here he is again, kind of overthinking and trying to change dialogue. Not as bad, but he wants to change one thing. But it's not like it's a huge thing. He doesn't run his career because of this part.
No one said offending. No, not offending. No one said. Yeah.
All right, come on. The team's already here.
Now, he's with his agent. He's a big shot now. Both of them, really, Trevor and Simon, because they're going to be in the next big movie and they're going to be the stars. And so he's got gigs lined up. He's got a new movie lined up. He's got the New York Times lined up. And basically, Trevor's like, you don't need to do the movie. If anything, do a play. First, let's do this movie, see how your career goes. But it's because Trevor knows like this is all fake, even though it's actually not, which is kind of weird. They don't really show that part. But anyways, the main point of this scene we'll see here is that he doesn't take the next movie gig they have lined up because now he's a big shot, but he does take the New York Times reporter interview. And basically the New York Times reporter just follows him around and tries to understand their life and writes a piece on them. Same for Trevor too.
Oh. You've been out here, so you might want to trust us on this one.
Yeah, well, you know what hasn't changed? Artistry, the craft.
And basically we see here that they are the best of friends now. Trevor and Simon are the best of friends, and Simon's almost taking Trevor's advice like he's his manager or agent or whatever.
They put the Mandarin business behind you. Show the world who you
In the 5th grade wasn't an aberration. It was the first glimpse of the truth.
And so basically they denied the next movie, but they take the New York Times reporter gig. And that's pretty important because the New York Times reporter is going to interview them, interview their family, interview their friends, and follow them around and things like that.
Through Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
So they're talking about how this New York Times reporter will either make your career or break your career because she'll run you if she finds dirt, or she'll make your career if you're a good person or whatever.
What did he do to the pitch?
No, the crew likes us. You. I'm sorry.
You can't apologize.
So that's the New York Times reporter. And basically in that previous scene, I guess I should have said, Simon comes up with this idea that basically I need to be a nice guy so she doesn't like try to find out my secret that I'm technically have powers, or when she interviews other people that they don't say anything. And so basically he puts on this fake persona that he's a nice guy and he cares about other people. And he like actually asks questions about them like, oh, how's your day doing? Oh, hey, you did this thing back in the past. Oh, hey, this is your interest. Talk to me more about your interest. And he puts on this fake persona essentially. And it, comes off as fake. And so he's not being himself around this reporter.
It's just someone if they're not there.
What's the difference?
It's moisture, I think.
There's a Norwegian short film called Slush Ice.
So he's just putting on this
by
fake
director Soren Grinder. Probably out murdering pigeons.
I think that's it.
What else could it be?
What else could it be?
Well, thank you both. I'm sorry if it was a little awkward.
You're kidding. We forgot you were even here.
Yeah, that was just another.
It's just funny thing. And so basically she says she interviews his ex, and she's going to interview his family. But when he heard to interview his ex, he's like, oh man. So basically in this next scene, he's talking to his ex about like, what did you say to the New York Times reporter?
Realized we hadn't talked.
And basically he doesn't know that she knows he has powers, but she knows him and she could say something bad, right? Since they broke up. But then she ends up saying, I know you have powers, but I didn't say anything. We're all good, blah, 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 blah. She really doesn't have a big part in this season at all, or this episode.
Since you moved out, it is. Look.
Right? The women wanted.
Now his mom is like, hey, I talked to the New York Times reporter. Your brother talked to the New York Times reporter. And he's like, what the hell? No. And especially his brother. He's like, he thinks his career's over now. He thinks his brother said everything.
To know all of.
And so he's like, shoot, I'm screwed. And he's like overthinking it and like gonna just blow a gasket.
What did Eric say?
And then, so here's he's asking, but really what happened is Eric, played good and basically said, he's a good guy. We're solid, this and that. So she doesn't even care about Simon. She actually cares about the Mandarin, Trevor, because he used to be a terrorist and he technically got broken out of prison in Shang-Chi. You got to go watch that movie. And so she's like, how are you even here? Like, how are you not arrested? How are you big time? How are you even an actor? Like, what happened? And then she also sees that he did get arrested at the airport. And she's like, are you working with the government? This and that. And now this is kind of where things start to unveil. And Simon, Wonder Man, is going to figure out basically that Trevor, the Mandarin, is betraying him and trying to capture evidence on him to find out that he's a mutant, essentially.
Nothing.
So I brought some photos to show you.
Check this video.
I don't think that's me.
And you were subject.
You're bloody right. It's as if you're trying to tell.
Trevor, just.
And so basically, Simon confronts him in his van, whatever, outside the studio, and is like, yo, what the hell's going on? And then basically he explains everything. He's betraying him, working with the government so he doesn't go back to prison as a terrorist, and to find out that he has powers and stuff like that. And then he figures it out and he's like, damn. So he goes into the studio he leaves, he's not going to try and kill Trevor, but he goes into the studio and ends up just getting pissed. And then basically he blows up the studio. And that makes the news. And it makes the news in the sense that someone blew up the studio, but they don't realize it was him who blew up the studio. And that's going to be important.
Nothing's gonna stop me now.
So he thinks because he blew up the studio that the agency is on him, which they are, for being, having powers. And so basically he's calling his mom and he's like, I'm screwed. I'm going to prison, this and that. And then basically Trevor gives him a call and starts to explain things.
What's wrong?
Oh, nothing. I was just calling to say hello.
And that's what you do. You call your mom when you realize you're fucked or, whatever it is. It's like, talk about BS and it's just like, whatever. Right.
Ou pas filmer, Chaudion?
Yeah.
I figured it
I don't know why this thing is lagging. Maybe it's because I keep pressing and playing so much. But anyways.
out.
Figure what out?
Everything.
So now he just called his mom, and then Trevor gave him a call. Trevor, the Mandarin, because he's like, yo, I'm screwed. I'm going to prison. And Trevor's like, no, you're not. I figured out a plan. You'll be solid. And Simon's like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, it's over. You screwed me, and then he screwed himself because he blew up the studio. And Trevor's like, nope, you'll find out.
I'm really happy for you, man. That
Control the narrative.
And basically what he does is Trevor basically goes back to being the Mandarin and says, I'm a terrorist again. I fooled everybody. I blew up the studio, this and that. And so the agency is forced to arrest him because they have to. Obviously, he said he blew up the studio and things like that. But really, they know it was Simon, Wonder Man. But they have no choice. So they let Simon go. He becomes to go on a movie star and this and that, while Trevor goes to prison, basically.
And you control the public.
What took you imbeciles so long?
This is all a lie, all right?
Bill, I'll only break out again.
I'll take it from here. Come with.
So apparently Von Kovac never misses a show.
So they say, oh, it's a tragedy, but the show must go on. So he finishes the movie and becomes a huge star and things like that because Trevor sacrificed himself for him. And, you know, it's both their faults. Everything is both their faults. But Trevor sacrificed himself for him. Oh.
this planet.
What you
And here
can't
he is filming the
or
movie.
can't accept no longer matters.
That's a losing game.
They basically say they might make a sequel and whatnot, things like that. Him and his brother kind of deal the hatchet. They're good now. He's talking with his agent here.
Good.
He's a huge movie star now.
Because you earned it.
Easy to love in their
But Simon doesn't let it go. He's like, man, Trevor took one for me. So this is where we kind of start to end the last half of the last episode.
All right.
So Simon's here talking to this guy, and he says, hey, I have another role. I want to shadow you because I'm going to be playing someone like you in a movie, but it's a secret, so you can't tell anybody, this and that. But really what we find out is this guy is actually a security guard to the prison that Trevor is in, the federally funded prison that we've been talking about this whole time. So he's really not filming a movie. He's really just trying to find Trevor and get him and help him escape. Because again, what he realizes is I don't want to be an actor. Well, he did want to be an actor, of course, but he wanted, like, his main goal, he wasn't happy just being an actor. He wanted to find a relationship, like have a friendship, have a friend, not just be lonely, because he just thought being lonely, he thought he was okay being lonely. He wanted to just focus on his career and ambition. But he realized when he finally found a friend, that's what he truly, truly wanted.
All right.
So he makes up the story about making a movie based on a character like him. So he pretends to shadow him.
If I bore you to death, you can't say I didn't warn you. Used to it. I promise.
Like this before.
Jobs and
Basically, he talks about it, how his daughter has medical bills that he needs help pay for and stuff like
getting
that.
to me. Yeah, still trying to pay off those damn medical. Some fancy Hollywood trainer, huh?
Yeah, God.
And basically, he sat in a doctor meeting with him, and he realized that the security guard is in bad health. And so he's trying to help him get in health. And the security guard's like, well, I'm not in good health. If you're going to play someone like me, you shouldn't be in good health. He's like, well, that's something we can risk for. And he tries to be a good guy and help him get healthy. Oh, whoa, what did I do? And then he helps him fudge some paperwork, and he's like, I know you've been trying to go to the prison to see what it's like. I fudged some paperwork. We got you in, under another name and this and that.
You're a new trainee named Dolph.
Right before the steady gig. It's rough out there.
Now they're in the prison.
Cowboys.
And then this guard is like, hey, I know you from somewhere. Who are you? And then he just kind of makes up this lie where he's like, you see me at the karaoke bar where he met the other prison guard.
I love that song.
On an ionic level.
And now we start to see that he's in this time skip between the 7th and 8th episode, the second to last and last episode, he's actually started to control his powers.
I don't understand.
It's a mistake, right?
And then the security guard who's helping him out, who he's shadowing, just realized he just got sent a bunch of money to help pay for his daughter's medical bills.
No, I called the bank. It's a
Alfonso, actually.
Now he's here and he's at Trevor's prison cell.
It's a long story. How'd the movie come out? It would have been better with you as Barnaby.
So? Who replaced me?
Oh, it's not important.
Here's Brosnan.
Let's not get into it.
De Niro?
No.
Antonio Banderas? We always get mistaken for each other?
And he's gonna break him out. He said, "Screw my career, screw everything." Granted, he I ionized the cameras, so technically they don't know it's him. But we'll find out if there's another season. But he's like, "Screw it, I'm gonna potentially sacrifice my career and who I am to help break out my new friend."
People stopping to hear word they're saying. Only the echoes of my mind.
And that's the end of the season. It's a really good show. It's on Disney Plus. It's called Wonder Man. Go watch it. It's surprisingly really great. I know most of the shows Marvel comes out with on Disney Plus is actually pretty bad, but this one's really good. Honestly, it's really surprised me. I was like, wow. So please go watch it. Go check it out. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please like, subscribe, comment. I'm going to do a breakdown of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I'll be in Denver tomorrow and for the next few days, again, for an event for work. So I don't know when the episode's going to come out, when I'll do the breakdown. But be on the lookout for that. Hopefully I can still do it, but we'll see. But anyways, guys, I appreciate the time. I hope you enjoyed this video. And please go watch this. It was a really great show. Check it out. And guys, I will see ya in the next one.